Sand swirled in the skin-scorching sun of the Mexican desert, where a bomb detonated, ripping apart an old truck. Alex Kane rolled to avoid the shrapnel, his hand gripping a pistol, blood from a scratch on his forehead dripping onto the hot sand. He wasn't a random target, this was a warning from his past. 3 years, hiding in the small town of San Pedro, working as a mechanic for the locals. But now, the ghost of his spy life was dragging him back. Gunshots echoed as 2 mercenaries charged from behind a boulder, their eyes bloodshot under wide-brimmed hats. Alex reacted instinctively, lunging at the nearest man. The man threw a straight punch, boxing style, powerful but slow. Alex dodged, spun, and delivered a heel kick from capoeira, his leg drawing a perfect arc to strike his opponent's throat. The other man raised his gun, but Alex had already snatched a dagger from his belt and stabbed his hand with lightning speed, causing the weapon to fall. The hand-to-hand combat lasted only a few seconds. Alex used jiu-jitsu to lock his arm, twist the joint, and throw him over a bush. His heart pounded, but his eyes remained cold. This wasn't the first time he'd been hunted. But this time was different. They knew where he was, which meant someone had sold him out. He ran to a small roadside cantina, where the villagers were in a panic. An old woman, trembling as she held her grandchild. He looked at him with grateful eyes. He had once saved the village from smugglers. But now, Alex had to leave. In the pocket of his old leather jacket, his phone vibrated. A text from an unknown number. Check the news. New York. Now, he walked into the cantina and turned on the wall-mounted TV. The screen showed a chaotic scene at a security conference center in New York. A tall man with an ice-cold face stormed through a crowd of guards. He moved like the wind, his first punch landing on one man's jaw, knocking him out cold. Another guard raised a gun, but the man spun and delivered a roundhouse kick from Muay Thai, his leg tracing a perfect line, knocking the weapon away. Combining karate and jiu-jitsu, he seized a gun and fired with precision. The crowd scattered, and the conference leaders disappeared. In less than a minute, all the guards were down. He stole a small device, the black orb, and escaped with 3 shadowy figures through a shattered glass door. The news identified him as Ivan Sokolov, a Russian assassin from an underground organization. Alex clenched his fists, his heart pounding. The black orb was no toy. He had heard about it when he was a CIA agent, a high-tech device that could hack global satellites, turning them into weapons to cause economic chaos and crash the stock market. If it fell into Ivan's hands, a global catastrophe was certain, blackmailing governments, waging cyber warfare. Alex knew he couldn't stand by. He stood up and left the cantina, his gaze resolute. His peaceful life was over. He took his old motorcycle from the garage, checking his bag, a dagger, a pistol, and an old communication device. Before leaving, he helped the old woman clear debris from the explosion, giving her a faint smile. The villagers adored him, but none knew he was once the Black Wolf, an agent who made his enemies tremble. On the way to Mexico City, Alex rode through the desert, dust kicking up behind his wheels. He recalled his past missions in Russia, skiing down cliffs to escape mercenaries. Every move a balance between life and death. Now, the past was calling him back. At a seedy bar in Mexico City, he met Liam Harper, a former CIA official. Liam, his suit rumpled, handed over a file. Ivan works for an underground organization. We need you. Alex, only you can stop him. Alex flipped through the file and saw Ivan's photo, a tall Russian with eyes as sharp as knives, a former agent turned international criminal. Liam explained that the Black Orb could trigger a global economic crisis. Alex agreed, but on one condition: he chose his own team. Liam nodded, but there was a strange look in his eyes. Alex didn't fully trust him. But time was short. He contacted 3 old friends, Mia Reyes, a tech expert, Derek Voss, a sniper, and Kyle Nash, a master driver. They were once the Phantom team, living on the edge, fearless. Alex returned to a warehouse in New York where the team gathered. Mia, her hair tied back neatly, hacked security cameras and traced Ivan to the Sonoran Desert in Mexico. Derek checked his rifle, his eyes cold. Kyle polished his car, ready for the chase. Alex gave the orders. We're not doing this for the CIA. We're doing this for the world. Suddenly, the warehouse doors burst open, and a group of mercenaries stormed in. Alex reacted instantly, charging the first man. The man threw a boxing punch, but Alex dodged and delivered a capoeira kick to his neck. A second man raised a knife. Alex locked his arm with jiu-jitsu and threw him. The team worked together, taking down the entire group in moments. Alex looked at his teammates and nodded. Get ready. We're going hunting. The night sky over Mexico City sparkled, but the suburban warehouse was tense. Alex stood in the middle, his eyes scanning his team. Mia typed on her laptop, a map of the Sonoran Desert appearing on the screen. Derek checked his gun. Kyle wiped the car's windshield. They were united against Ivan, the man holding the black orb, a weapon of economic destruction. Alex said in a low voice, 48 hours before he activates it. Mia. Report. Mia replied. Hacked the Sonoran cameras. Ivan is hiding under the desert, protected by mercenaries. Derek added, I'll need a high vantage point for sniping. Kyle said, the desert roads are tough. Alex assigned roles, Mia on tech, Derek on Overwatch, Kyle driving, and he would lead the infiltration. Don't trust the CIA. Alex stressed, only trust each other. Which area are you listening to this story from? And what time is it where you are right now? Leave a comment below so I know you are still healthy and fully focused on this story. My dear friend, we will continue right after this. The team got into a sleek, black SUV and sped into the night toward the Mexican border. Dust billowed behind the wheels, the headlights cutting through the desert darkness. Alex Kane sat in the front seat, his eyes scanning the rearview mirror, checking for pursuers. Mia Reyes was beside him, her laptop open on her lap, typing furiously to hack more data. Derek Voss was in the back, loading his rifle, his voice low. If we're spotted early, it'll be hell. Kyle Nash gripped the steering wheel, accelerated, and smirked. So what if it's hell? We've survived worse. The tension in the car was palpable, like a string about to snap. Alex knew the underground base in the Sonoran Desert was a den of Ivan Sokolov's men, and the black orb might have already been moved. They reached the Sonoran Desert as dawn broke, the sun painting the sand a brilliant gold. Hot as a furnace, Alex signaled to stop the vehicle behind a large boulder. Concealing themselves to observe, Mia hacked a reconnaissance drone, sending back images an underground fortress with a thick steel door, cameras scanning everywhere, and mercenaries patrolling with automatic weapons. Security is tight, Mia whispered, sweat beading on her forehead. I can hack the electronic lock, but only for 30 seconds. Derek nodded. I'll provide cover from 800 meters away. Kyle checked the all-terrain vehicle, ready to go in if needed. Alex analyzed the map, his voice firm. I'll lead the infiltration. Mia handles tech. Derek snipes. Kyle waits for backup. No mistakes. They approached stealthily, crawling over the hot sand, the desert wind whipping their faces. Suddenly, an alarm blared. We've been spotted, Mia shouted. A group of mercenaries charged out of the underground entrance, guns blazing. Alex reacted instantly, lunging at the nearest man. The man threw a powerful boxing punch. But Alex dodged and countered with a chain of Wing Chun strikes, punching as fast as rain, each blow landing on his chest, forcing him back. A second man with a knife rushed forward with wushu movements, the blade glinting in the sun. Alex spun, using Aikido to grab his wrist and twist the joint, then delivered a low kick from Silat, sweeping his legs out from under him. Alex's movements were fluid, like a deadly dance amidst the swirling sand. Derek sniped from a distance, a bullet piercing a guard's head, creating an opening for the team to advance. Kyle drove the vehicle through the sand, swerving to dodge bullets, getting the team close to the main entrance. Mia hacked the lock, and the steel door opened with a metallic screech. Inside was a dark corridor with flashing red lights, the air thick with the smell of machine oil and sweat. Alex led the way, moving silently. But another group of soldiers appeared from a hidden corner. He charged the leader, who used Russian Sambo, trying to wrestle Alex to the concrete floor. Alex countered with Krav Maga, striking a weak point, then delivered a sharp elbow strike from Muay Thai to his opponent's chin, knocking him out instantly. His teammates provided support. Mia used a taser on one man. Derek fired cover shots through a gap in the door, and Kyle threw a smoke grenade to create a smoke screen. The fight was chaotic, with echoing gunshots and blood splattering the walls. They found the data storage room, a cold space filled with blinking servers. Mia plugged in a USB drive, downloading information about the black orb. The screen lit up. Ivan Sokolov was in Russia, preparing to sell the device to a secret organization in Siberia. He's not acting alone, Mia said, her voice tense. There's communication from the CIA. There's a mole. Alex clenched his hand, his eyes cold. He remembered the strange look in Liam Harper's eyes at the bar. Trust began to waver. Who on the team could be the traitor? But suddenly, a small explosion shook the base, and black smoke spread. "It's a trap!" Derek yelled. Alex ordered an immediate retreat. They ran down the corridor, pursued by the mercenaries' all-terrain vehicles. Kyle floored the SUV, the vehicle gliding over the sand as if flying, its engine roaring. Alex jumped onto the roof of the car, facing the enemy driver. The man attacked with a high kick from kickboxing, but Alex dodged, used a judo chokehold, and threw him from the vehicle. He grabbed the wheel of the enemy vehicle, crashing it into another pursuer, creating chaos as the sound of colliding metal echoed across the desert. The team escaped, stopping at a hiding spot a few kilometers from the base. Mia checked the data. If activated, the black orb could crash Wall Street. Ivan wants to blackmail the U. And sends, Alex nodded. But suspicion surged within him. Who had triggered the alarm early? He looked at his teammates. Mia was focused on her laptop. Derek was cleaning his gun. Kyle was checking the vehicle. No one looked suspicious. But Alex knew that betrayal often runs deep. They moved to an abandoned airfield near the border, where a small plane was waiting. But as they prepared for takeoff, a team of mercenaries appeared, armed with grenade launchers. Alex led the counterattack, charging the first man. The man used Russian Sambo, trying to wrestle him to the sandy ground. Alex dodged, countered with Krav Maga, striking his knee joint, then delivered a low kick from Silat, sweeping his legs out from under him. His movements were fluid, like a martial arts performance under the harsh sun. Mia hacked the runway lights, making them flash erratically to create a distraction. Derek sniped, taking down two men from the control tower. Kyle started the plane, yelling, "Get on now!" The plane took off, soaring over the desert in the brilliant red sunset. In the cabin, Alex checked his weapons: a dagger, a pistol, and lightweight armor created by Mia. This armor resists small-caliber rounds, she explained. Alex nodded, his mind reeling with suspicion. The data from the USB showed that Ivan was targeting New York first, planning to crash a satellite to cause financial chaos. Suddenly, the radar blared. 2 drones appeared, firing missiles. Kyle maneuvered the plane, dodging the projectiles in midair. Alex opened the cabin door and stood on the wing, the wind whipping violently. A missile hurtled toward them. He leaped up, used his knife to deflect it, and it exploded a few meters from the plane. He landed and delivered a roundhouse kick from taekwondo to the second drone, knocking it off balance and sending it crashing into the sand. The team was stunned by his audacity. The plane made an emergency landing in a field near the border. Mia checked the data one last time and found an encrypted message sent from the CIA to Ivan. "A mole in the CIA," she whispered. Alex looked at the group, his eyes sharp and cold. "No one leaves the team until I find the traitor." Derek and Kyle nodded. But the atmosphere was heavy. They got into another vehicle, heading for an international airport to fly to New York. Alex checked his gun, preparing for a bigger hunt. The desert faded into the distance, but suspicion followed them like a ghost. He wondered if his teammates were truly loyal, or if this battle would end with a knife in the back. The plane shuddered slightly as it landed at the international airport in New York, the morning fog blanketing the runway like a veil of secrecy. Alex Kane stepped out first, the cold city wind hitting his face, carrying the smell of exhaust fumes and street coffee. He checked his watch, only 36 hours left before Ivan Sokolov could activate the black orb. According to the data from the desert, Mia Reyes wore a laptop backpack, her eyes dark from lack of sleep. Derek Voss carried his rifle bag, and Kyle Nash checked the waiting rental car. The team's atmosphere was heavy, the suspicion of a mole hanging over them like a dark cloud. "We'll go to the safe house in Brooklyn first," Alex said in a low voice. "Mia, hack more CIA data. I don't fully trust Liam." They plunged into New York's congested traffic, neon lights reflecting off the windshield, the skyscrapers like challenging giants. Alex sat in the back, his mind racing with memories the last time he was here. He had taken down a Russian assassin with a Wing Chun punch in a dark alley. Now, this city was a battlefield once more. Mia opened her laptop and typed, "I've hacked an encrypted email from Liam. He's communicating with a hidden account in Russia. The Black Orb doesn't just hack satellites, it can collapse the U.S. financial system, blackmailing for billions of dollars." Derek interjected. "What does Ivan want, power or revenge?" Kyle sneered. "With that Russian?" "Both." Alex gripped the dagger hidden in his jacket, the feeling of betrayal like a knife in his chest. Who on the team could have sold him out? Mia was too loyal. Derek had saved him in Mexico. And Kyle was like a brother from his training days. But the doubt gnawed at him. They arrived at the safe house, an old warehouse in Brooklyn with stained brick walls and a strong smell of machine oil. Mia set up her monitors, displaying a map of New York with Ivan's trail. "He has a contact in Central Park. A secret meeting tonight." Alex nodded. "I'll go alone. You guys provide remote support." Derek objected. "It's too dangerous." "Let me provide sniper cover." But Alex shook his head. "I need to be stealthy. If there's a mole, they'll know." He left as evening fell, blending into the bustling crowd, the pale yellow streetlights shining on fallen autumn leaves. Central Park seemed peaceful on the surface, but Alex sensed danger. The crisp autumn wind carried the scent of gunpowder. He hid behind a large, old tree, observing a secluded corner near the shimmering lake. Liam Harper appeared, his suit rumpled. Meeting a stranger, a tall man with a thick Russian accent. "Ivan is ready in Siberia," Liam whispered. "The Black Orb will crash Wall Street in 24 hours if they don't pay." The other man handed over a small briefcase, likely containing data. Alex clenched his fists. Rage boiling inside him. Liam, once a friend, had sold out his country for money. Suddenly, a group of assassins emerged from the shadows. Surrounding the two men, they were dressed in black, wielding silenced pistols. Alex burst out, not letting Liam escape. The first assassin threw a straight boxing punch, powerful but leaving an opening. Alex dodged and countered with a flurry of Wing Chun strikes, punching with lightning speed, each blow to the chest forcing the man back. A second man with a knife rushed forward with wushu movements, the blade glinting under the moonlight. Alex spun, using judo to grab his wrist and twist the joint, then delivered a heel kick from capoeira, his leg drawing a perfect arc to the man's chin, knocking him flat. The fight unfolded on the green grass and among the tree shadows, the rustling of leaves mixed with pained groans. Alex took down two more, combining Krav Maga and Silat, striking weak points, sweeping low with his legs, each move as fluid as a deadly dance. Blood stained the ground, but he didn't stop. Liam panicked and tried to run. Alex chased him, vaulting over a fence and landing in front of him. Liam drew a gun, but Alex was faster, using Aikido to lock his arm and twist his joint, the gun falling onto the damp grass. He pinned Liam down, his voice cold. "Why the betrayal?" Liam panted. "Ivan paid a high price. He wants to use the Black Orb to blackmail the USA to control the economy." Alex interrogated him further. Ivan was hiding in a snow fortress in Siberia, Russia, preparing for activation. Liam begged, but Alex tied him up and spoke to Derek through his earpiece. "Keep him alive. We need the evidence." The team returned to the Brooklyn warehouse, the tension as taut as a wire about to snap. Mia analyzed the briefcase from Liam. It detailed Ivan's plan to crash a satellite into New York, create financial chaos, and force the government to pay a ransom. "He has an anti-aircraft system in Siberia," Mia said. "We have to get to Russia first." Derek nodded. "I'll need a high vantage point for sniping." Kyle checked a vehicle. "I can get us across the border." But Alex paused. Checking the data, Mia had downloaded another communication signal from within the team. Someone was sending information to Ivan. He kept quiet, not wanting to break the team apart. "Get ready," he ordered. "We fly to Russia tomorrow morning." In the dark room, Alex checked his armor, his mind flashing back to an encounter with an assassin in New York. Years ago, the man used kickboxing, but Alex took him down with Jeet Kune Do, using short punches combined with a taekwondo roundhouse kick. The memory was a reminder regardless of the mole. He had to trust his instincts. A private jet took off at dawn, soaring through the New York sky. Alex looked out the window as the city disappeared from view. But the suspicion lingered. Siberia would be a frozen hell where Ivan was waiting. He gripped his dagger, preparing for an unforgiving hunt. Ivan wasn't just an enemy, he was a symbol of corruption. Alex told himself, no matter who he had to face, the Black Orb had to be destroyed. But the question lingered, who was the mole? And when would they reveal themselves? The plane shook, heading toward Russia, where the real battle would begin. The plane shook violently as it cut through a thick layer of clouds, the roar of the engines drowning out the howling wind outside. Alex Kane gripped the armrest, his eyes watching New York fade into the distance. But his mind was in turmoil. They had taken off in a hurry after capturing Liam. But the data from his briefcase indicated another meeting in Manhattan, perhaps Ivan Sokolov's last contact before the Black Orb was moved. Mia, hack Manhattan's cameras now, Alex ordered through his earpiece, his voice low. If Ivan has someone there, we have to go back. Mia typed on her laptop in the cramped cabin, confirmed. A female assassin named Lena Petrova is in an abandoned building near Wall Street. She's carrying a case that looks like the Black Orb. Derek Voss cut in. Go back. This plane isn't a taxi. But Alex was decisive. Make an emergency landing. We're not letting her get away. The plane landed abruptly at a private airport on the outskirts of New York. The morning fog still lingering, carrying the scent of dampness and car exhaust. The team rushed into the waiting armored truck. Kyle Nash, accelerating towards Manhattan. Neon lights flickered on the highway. Skyscrapers like sharp blades piercing the gray sky. Alex checked his handgun. His mind spinning Lena Petrova, a Russian assassin who once worked for Ivan, known for her swift assassinations. If she had the black orb, the extortion plan would begin soon. Mia. Exact location? He asked. An old building near Wall Street. Shattered windows. She has 3 mercenaries. Derek attached the scope to his rifle. I'll provide cover from the adjacent rooftop. Kyle smirked, pursue if necessary. I'm ready. They stopped the vehicle 100 meters from the building, the morning darkness concealing them. Alex led the way, infiltrating through the back exit. The dim corridor filled with the smell of machine oil and trash. The sound of light footsteps echoed, cold wind rushing in through the broken windows. Suddenly, the group of mercenaries appeared, led by Lena, her black hair tied high, eyes sharp as knives, her body agile like a wildcat. She lunged at Alex first, wielding a Philippine Kali, 2 short blades swinging swiftly like the wind. The blades slicing through the air with a hiss. Alex dodged, countering with Penkak Silat, a low punch to the stomach, then delivering a roundhouse kick, his leg bending like a crescent, hitting Lena's shoulder. She staggered back but retaliated with a straight kick from Savate, aimed at his chest. Alex spun around, using Jeet Kune Do, delivering a concise punch, then locking her neck with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Tightening in an instant, Lena struggled, but he held firm, forcing her to kneel on the cold concrete floor. Sarah, no. Mia hacked the camera, discovering Lena carrying a fake suitcase. But the real data was at the nearby port. Ivan is deceiving us. Mia shouted through the earpiece. The real black orb is in Siberia. But she has the activation code. Alex interrogated Lena. The knife pressed to her neck. Tell me. Where is Ivan? Lena scoffed. Her Russian accent heavy. Siberia. The snow fortress. But you won't make it in time. Another team of soldiers burst in. Armed with automatic weapons, Alex released Lena and charged in. One of them used Arnis, swinging a wooden stick in an arc. Alex countered with Wing Chun, blocking the flurry of blows. Then delivered an elbow strike from Muay Thai, hitting the chin and knocking him down. The second assailant attacked with Kung Fu, throwing punches as fast as rain. Alex dodged, using Krav Maga, striking at weak points. Then, delivering a heel kick from Capoeira, his leg spinning like a ballet dancer, taking him down. His movements were smooth, like a deadly dance amidst the flickering light of the hallway. But Lena broke free, running to the upper floors. Taking the activation code with her, Alex chased after, jumping over the railing, landing on the scaffolding outside the building. The New York wind blew fiercely, the sound of car horns echoing from below. Lena was waiting, attacking with the Kali again, the knife glinting. Alex responded with mixed martial arts, combining a boxing punch and a low Silat kick. But she skillfully dodged, stabbing the knife into his shoulder. Blood flowed. Pain shot through him, but Alex tightened his grip, using Aikido to lock her arm, twisting the joint, causing the knife to drop. Lena fell, and he tied her up. Mia contacted them. The activation code has been sent to Russia. The real black orb is in Siberia, the underground fortress beneath the snow. Alex panted, Rage boiling, Ivan was playing cat and mouse, using Lena as bait. The team rushed outside, jumping into the truck. But Ivan's soldiers were in pursuit, a black jeep speeding after them. Kyle accelerated, weaving through the congested Manhattan traffic, heading for the Brooklyn Bridge. Gunfire erupted, bullets hitting the bulletproof glass. Alex opened the back door, firing cover fire, taking down an enemy driver. The dramatic chase on the Brooklyn Bridge, the Hudson River wind whipping fiercely, the bridge lights sparkling like falling stars. Kyle swerved to avoid other vehicles, the team's truck leaping over the guardrail. Jumping through a small gap, Alex jumped onto the enemy's vehicle. Facing the driver, he used Taekwondo, delivering a series of roundhouse kicks. Alex countered with Jeet Kune Do, delivering concise punches, then throwing a Muay Thai elbow strike. Taking him down, he crashed the enemy vehicle into a bridge pillar, creating chaos. The sound of metal clashing echoing. The team escaped, stopping at a safe point on the outskirts. Mia analyzed the code from Lena. The black orb is in the Siberian fortress. Russia. Ivan is preparing to activate it within 24 hours. Derek nodded. We fly immediately. Kyle checked the vehicle. The plane is ready. But Alex paused, checking the wound on his shoulder, blood soaking through his shirt. The suspicion of a mole still haunted him, who had tipped Lena off. He looked at the team. Mia was busy with her laptop. Derek was cleaning his gun. Kyle was smiling confidently. We fly to Russia. Alex ordered. We end Ivan there. The plane took off again, gliding over New York at night. Alex leaned his head back, recalling the time he faced an assassin in Mexico. He had taken him down with a roundhouse kick from Savate. Now, Siberia awaited with its cold, snow, and death. He tightened his grip on the dagger, knowing the upcoming battle would reveal the traitor. But would he be able to destroy the black orb before the world collapsed? The sky darkened. The plane heading to Russia, where hell began. A snowstorm in Siberia. Russia battered against the plane's windshield, the howling wind sounding like a wolf's howl in the endless dark night. Alex Kane clung tightly to his seatbelt, his eyes looking down at the white snow below, where Ivan Sokolov's underground fortress lay hidden like a dormant monster. The plane had crossed the border, descending to avoid radar. But the cold seeped through the metal, causing his breath to condense into mist. Mia Reyes checked her laptop, the screen flickering blue. The fortress is 5 kilometers away. The air defense system is scanning. Derek Voss carried a sniper rifle, his voice deep. I need a high position on the cliff. Kyle Nash held the controls, skillfully maneuvering the plane. Land in the nearby snowfield. Get ready to slide. Alex nodded, his heart racing. The suspicion of a mole still gnawed at him. But now he had to focus. The black orb was here, and there were only 18 hours left. The plane landed on the soft snowfield, the engine falling silent, leaving only the sound of the howling wind. The team donned white camouflage jackets, skiing down the mountainside, the blades cutting through the sparkling ice under the crescent moon. Alex led the way, the wind whipping his face painfully, snow swirling like a shroud of death. They stopped near the entrance of the fortress, a massive steel door hidden behind an ice block. Cameras scanning continuously. Mia hacked remotely, her wrist vibrating slightly. The lock will open in 20 seconds. Watch out for the guards, Alex signaled. The whole team hiding behind a snow-covered rock. A guard appeared, holding a rifle, his breath visible in the cold. Alex rushed silently, dodging his punch, countering with a series of Krav Maga moves, a punch to the throat, then delivering a low silhouette kick, sweeping his legs and causing him to faceplant into the cold snow. The movements were swift and silent, like a ghost in the storm. The team advanced into the cold steel corridor. Red lights flashing, the chill penetrating to the bone. Mia hacked the next door lock, but the alarm suddenly blared, the loud siren shattering the silence. "We've been detected," Mia whispered in panic. A group of mercenaries rushed out from a hidden corner, armed with stun batons and handguns. Alex faced the leader, who used Russian sambo. Trying to wrestle him to the icy floor, Alex spun around, using Wing Chun to block the blows, then delivered a sharp Muay Thai elbow strike, hitting the chin and knocking him down. Another one attacked with wushu, the stun baton swinging in a bright arc. Alex dodged, using judo to grab the wrist, twisting the joint, then finishing with a capoeira heel kick, his foot drawing a perfect arc, sending him crashing into the metal wall. The team coordinated seamlessly. Derek provided cover fire from a distance, bullets piercing through the door gap and taking down two enemies. Kyle threw a smoke grenade, creating a white mist blending with the falling snow. They rushed into the central control room, a spacious area with blinking servers, screens displaying global satellite maps. Mia plugged in a USB, hastily downloading data. Ivan's plan to use the black orb to drop satellites on Wall Street, extorting trillions from America. Alex checked the fortress map, discovering the black orb storage in the deepest level. But the sound of hurried footsteps echoed. Soldiers were pouring in. He led the team to counterattack, charging into the enemy group. One of them used kickboxing, throwing a high kick through the cold air. Alex dodged, responding with Jeet Kune Do, delivering concise punches, combining a taekwondo roundhouse kick that hit the chest and sent him crashing to the icy floor. The movements were as beautiful as a martial arts performance, each strike calculated precisely, leaving the enemies breathless. Mia temporarily hacked the alarm off, but one soldier fired a rocket from a distance, the explosion shaking the corridor. Alex jumped over the railing, landing on the lower floor, dodging flames and debris. He faced a tall assassin, using Russian sistema, flexible and powerful strikes. Alex countered with mixed martial arts, combining boxing punches and low silhouette kicks, taking him down in seconds. Red blood staining the white floor. The team escaped through a side exit, running through a corridor filled with smoke and snow. Derek sniped a path, taking down a soldier on the stairs. Kyle prepared the snowmobile waiting outside. "Get on now!" They rushed into the snowstorm, the wind howling fiercely, snow swirling like a deadly veil. But an enemy helicopter appeared from the darkness, its spotlight blinding, firing thick bullets down into the snow. Alex jumped onto a nearby ice wall, sliding down to dodge bullets, snow flying everywhere. He leaped, grabbing onto the hovering helicopter's wing, the wind whipping, making his body sway, facing the pilot through the glass. He attacked quickly with a knife. Alex dodged, using Aikido to lock the arm, twisting the joint, then delivering a Muay Thai elbow strike, hitting the pilot's face and knocking him out. He parachuted out, landing on Kyle's snowmobile, the engine roaring to life. The team escaped the chase, stopping at a nearby cave, snow covering the entrance. Mia checked the data they had downloaded. The real black orb is here, but Ivan has transferred part of the code to New York. There's still a mole in contact. Alex tightened his grip on the dagger, his gaze colder than Siberian snow. He remembered Liam's eyes before he was captured, but the mole wasn't just him. "We're going back to New York," Alex ordered. "Find the traitor, then end Ivan." "Ethan." "No." Derek checked his gun. Kyle started the vehicle. Mia closed her laptop. They boarded a nearby hidden plane, heading towards New York. Alex looked out the window, the Siberian snowstorm fading. But the burning rage remained. The black orb was not just a weapon, It was a symbol of corruption that Ivan used to take revenge on the world. He wondered who the mole was in the team, Mia, Derek, or Kyle. The plane shook, diving into the dark night, preparing for a larger battle. But in this cold lair, Alex knew trust had shattered, and the price of betrayal would be blood. The plane soared through the night sky, the engine's steady hum like a tense heartbeat. But in the cramped cabin, the atmosphere was heavier than ever. Alex Kane sat silently, his eyes looking out the window where the lights of New York sparkled far away like lost stars. The data from Siberia still haunted him. The black orb was not only in the snow fortress, but part of the activation code had been sent back here. And the mole was still lurking. Mia Reyes typed on her laptop, the blue screen reflecting her tired face. Derek Voss checked his rifle, his finger tightening as if suppressing his anger. Kyle Nash held the controls, keeping the plane steady. But his glance in the rearview mirror made Alex uneasy, a fleeting look. Too quick to be certain. Mia, check the signal again. Alex said, his voice low. Find out who sent the data from Siberia to New York. Mia nodded, but her hand trembled slightly. Fatigue or anxiety. The plane made an emergency landing at a private airport on the outskirts of New York, the night fog covering the runway like a veil hiding secrets. The team stepped out, the cold urban wind whipping their faces. Carrying the scent of car exhaust and drizzle, Alex led the way towards the secret warehouse in Brooklyn where they had once gathered. In the armored truck, no one spoke. Only the sound of tires rolling on the wet asphalt. Alex checked the data Mia had downloaded, his heart racing as he saw a familiar signal from Kyle's phone. Kyle, he thought, rage swelling like a fire. Kyle, the brother who had saved him in Mexico, now a traitor. The data showed he sent the coordinates of the Siberian fortress to Ivan Sokolov right after they infiltrated. The reason money, or old revenge from a failed mission years ago. Arriving at the warehouse, the brick walls stained under the flickering neon lights, Alex abruptly stopped the vehicle. Everyone out, he ordered, his voice cold. Mia and Derek complied. But Kyle hesitated for a second, enough for Alex to notice. Inside the warehouse, fluorescent lights shone down on the cold concrete floor. The smell of machine oil overwhelming. Alex turned sharply, aiming his gun at Kyle. You're the mole, Kyle scoffed, his eyes gleaming. You figured it out. Ivan pays more than the CIA. The black orb will make me rich. Mia gasped. Derek tightened his grip on his gun, but Alex signaled them to stop. No shooting. I want to know everything. Kyle lunged unexpectedly, using Russian Sambo, the martial art he learned during training in Russia, trying to wrestle Alex to the ground. Alex dodged, countering with Krav Maga, striking the knee, then delivering a low silhouette kick, causing Kyle to stagger. The bare-knuckle fight erupted in the dark warehouse, the sounds of their clashes echoing like thunder. Kyle countered fiercely, throwing a straight boxing punch aimed at Alex's face. He dodged to the side, using Wing Chun to block the flurry of blows, then delivered a sharp Muay Thai elbow strike, hitting Kyle's chin and causing him to stagger, blood dripping from his mouth. You betrayed for money, Alex roared, rage burning like fire. Kyle laughed maniacally. Not just money. The CIA abandoned me in Mexico. Ivan saved me. He lunged again, using judo to grab Alex's shirt, trying to throw him over a crate. Alex spun around, using Aikido to reverse the grip, then delivered a capoeira heel kick, his foot drawing a perfect arc, hitting Kyle's throat and sending him crashing onto the cold floor. The movements were smooth, like a deadly dance in the dim light, each strike precise, wasting no energy. Mia shouted, "Stop!" But Kyle pulled a knife hidden in his boot. Stabbing quickly like lightning, Alex dodged, using Jeet Kune Do to deliver a concise punch to his wrist. The knife clattering to the ground. He locked Kyle's neck with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, tightening until he passed out, his face turning purple. Alex panted, sweat mixing with blood on his face. Looking at Kyle lying motionless. "Tie him up," he ordered Derek. "Hand him over to the police anonymously. We don't kill former teammates." Mia checked the data from Kyle's phone. He sent everything, coordinates, plans. "Ivan knows we're coming to Siberia." Derek nodded, "But the real black orb is in New York." The data from Kyle indicates the Empire State Building. Ivan is using it as the activation center. Alex clenched his fists. Tragedy swelling. Betrayal from someone he trusted felt like a knife stabbing his heart. But there was no time for regret. "Reorganize," he said. Mia. "Hack the building's system." Derek. "Take the sniper position across the street. I'll lead the infiltration." "No, Kyle. But we're still strong enough." Mia typed, "The Empire State has tight security. But I can disable the cameras." Derek checked his gun. "I'll provide cover from a distance. Ivan won't suspect a thing." The team got into the vehicle, racing into the New York night. The neon lights reflecting on the rain-soaked glass. Alex drove, his mind swirling with memories, the time in Russia when he had taken down an assassin with a roundhouse kick in the cold snow. Now, the Empire State Building awaited, the iconic tower. Now, a deadly lair. They stopped near the building, the wind blowing fiercely from the Hudson River, carrying the scent of salt and danger. Alex checked his armor, dagger, and handgun. "This isn't just a mission," he said to Mia and Derek. "This is justice for the traitors." Mia nodded, her eyes resolute. "We will win." Derek smirked. "And Ivan will die." They approached the building, the darkness enveloping them like a challenge. Alex wondered if Ivan had a trap waiting, but rage urged him on. The black orb must be destroyed, no matter the cost. The rooftop of the Empire State sparkled far away, where the final battle was about to begin, and the truth would be revealed in blood and fire. The night wind of New York howled through the cracks of the Empire State Building, carrying the noise from the streets below like the whispers of the city that never sleeps. Alex Kane stood in the darkness of the emergency exit, listening to the pounding of his own heart. Cold sweat soaking through his armor. This iconic tower had become a deadly lair, where Ivan Sokolov hid with the black orb. Mia Reyes whispered through the earpiece. "The security system has been temporarily hacked. The cameras will be off for 5 minutes." Derek. "Is your position secure?" Derek Voss from the opposite rooftop replied. "The scope is ready. I see guards on the rooftop." Alex nodded to himself, tightening his grip on the dagger. After Kyle's betrayal, the team was down to 3. But trust had solidified. "Move in," he ordered succinctly. Alex pushed open the emergency door, the dark corridor echoing with the hum of machinery. Emergency red lights flickering like fresh blood. He moved stealthily. But suddenly, the alarm blared, the loud siren shattering the silence. "Trap!" Mia yelled. Ivan had activated the automated system, the steel door slamming down to block the exit. Toxic gas spreading from the vents. Alex dashed towards the elevator, dodging the thick gas, his eyes stinging. A group of mercenaries rushed out from the staircase, equipped with masks and automatic weapons. The first one fired wildly, bullets embedding into the concrete walls. Alex rolled to avoid, lunging at him, using Krav Maga to punch his throat, then delivering a low silat kick that sent him face first into the ground. The second one wielded a stun baton, swinging in a bright arc. Alex dodged, using Wing Chun to block the blow, then delivering a sharp Muay Thai elbow strike. hitting the chin and causing him to collapse onto the cold floor. The fight was swift amidst the gas, each of his movements instinctual. But the gas made him dizzy. His mind raced. Wondering if Ivan had predicted everything Mia hacked remotely. The gas will shut off in 30 seconds. Climb the scaffolding outside. Alex kicked through the broken window, jumping onto the scaffolding hanging outside the tower, the wind whipping fiercely as if trying to throw him down the 100-story abyss. The light snow made the metal slippery. He clung tightly, climbing rung by rung, his heart pounding. Below, New York sparkled with neon lights like an ocean of stars. But above was hell. A mercenary appeared on the scaffolding, using Russian sambo to try to wrestle him down. Alex spun in midair, using Aikido to grab the arm, twisting the joint, then delivering a capoeira heel kick, his foot drawing a perfect arc, sending him flying into the void, his scream echoing down to the distant street. The reckless move made him feel death was near. Rage swelling. Ivan must pay for every betrayal. Leo reached the middle floor. Alex jumped into the hallway through another broken window, shards of glass cutting his hand. Inside, a team of elite soldiers was waiting, 6 of them, armed with knives and handguns, their eyes bloodshot beneath masks. They charged in unison, gunfire echoing. Alex dodged the bullets, lunged at the nearest man, using Jeet Kune Do to deliver a quick punch to the wrist, causing the gun to drop, then locked his neck with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, tightening until he was unconscious. The second man attacked with wushu, his knife slicing through the air like the wind. Alex countered with pencaxilat, delivering a low punch to the stomach, then executed a roundhouse kick, his leg bending like a sickle, hitting the shoulder and causing him to stagger. Derek provided cover from a distance, a bullet piercing one man's head through the window, creating an escape route. But one man fired a small rocket, the explosion shaking the scaffolding outside, flames licking the hallway. Alex jumped through the fire. Facing the last 2 men, they used kickboxing, delivering a series of high kicks. He responded with mixed martial arts, combining boxing punches and low sillet kicks, taking them down one by one, blood staining the glossy floor. Mia shouted through the earpiece, "Ivan is on the rooftop. He activated the black orb. The satellite signal is sending." Alex ran up the stairs, his legs weary, but his will was ironclad. The rooftop was vast, the wind howling, city lights illuminating it like a death stage. Ivan stood in the center, tall, holding the black orb control device, the screen flashing a countdown 10 minutes until Wall Street collapses. "You're late, Kane," Ivan roared, his Russian accent heavy. "The world will kneel at my feet." He activated the final trap. The rooftop floor shook. Security robots emerged from the ground, equipped with lasers and saw blades. Alex charged in, dodging the bright red lasers, using Krav Maga to punch the first robot's joint, then delivering a Thai elbow strike that crushed its sensor. But Ivan rushed at him, using Russian Sistema, agile, powerful strikes, trying to wrestle him down. Alex reacted, using Wing Chun to block the blows, then executed a capoeira heel kick, hitting Ivan's chin and forcing him back. The intense hand-to-hand battle unfolded against the cold wind, each strike like thunder. Alex felt the tragic weight. He fought not just for himself, but for the justice that had been trampled. Mia successfully hacked. The satellite signal is temporarily blocked, but the black orb is still operational. Destroy it. Alex snatched the device from Ivan's hands, but he countered with a knife, stabbing quickly. Alex dodged, using Aikido to twist his arm. The knife fell. He screamed, lunging at him one last time with Kung Fu, throwing rapid punches like rain. Alex responded with Jeet Kunadu, blocking the blows, then delivered a taekwondo roundhouse kick to Ivan's chest, causing him to fall backward. Derek shot cover fire, taking down the last robot. Alex crushed the black orb underfoot, the screen going dark, the conspiracy collapsing. But Ivan laughed maniacally. This is just a fake. The real one is on my plane, over New York. Alex clenched his fists. Burning with rage, the game was not over. He tied up Ivan, handing him to Derek. Keep him. Mia confirmed Ivan's plane is circling. We have to chase. Alex looked out at the night sky. The enemy helicopter flashing far away. He knew the aerial battle was about to begin, and the price of justice could be his life. The wind howled fiercely, but his will stood firm like the Empire State Building. The real black orb had to be destroyed, no matter the sacrifice. Ivan Sokolov's cargo plane roared through the night sky over New York, the city lights twinkling below like a fallen star carpet. But inside the small cabin of the team, the air was thick with tension. Alex Kane stood next to the open cabin door, the wind whipping against his face, carrying the smell of smoke and cold from thousands of meters high. His heart raced, the anger still burning after destroying the fake black orb on the Empire State. Mia, monitor the radar, he ordered, his voice low amidst the engine noise. Mia Reyes typed rapidly on her laptop. Ivan's plane is 2 kilometers away, circling over Manhattan. He's setting up the black orb. The satellite signal is starting to send. Derek Voss checked his sniper rifle, his eyes sharp. I'll provide cover from here, but it's tough in the air. Alex tightened the parachute straps. Knowing the risks, jumping onto the enemy plane mid-air was suicide. But there was no other choice. The real black orb could collapse the American economy in a few hours. Kyle had betrayed them, but the team remained resilient. Their plane closed in on the tail of Ivan's large cargo plane, the headlights cutting through the dark clouds. Jason, no. Derek, get ready to shoot. Alex corrected himself, but Derek shook his head. The wind is strong. I can only take him down if we're close. Mia interjected. I hacked the enemy plane's system, but the encryption is strong. I can only block it for 10 minutes. Alex checked his safety harness, remembering the time in Russia when he parachuted from a helicopter, taking down an assassin with a pencak silat punch mid-air. Now, he needed that recklessness more than ever. Kyle. Speed up. No. Kyle was gone. Derek was driving temporarily. The plane shook, closing in closely. A small explosion shook the space. The enemy pilot fired a missile towards the team. Derek maneuvered the plane skillfully, dodging bullets in an instant. Fire flashing past the window. Alex opened the cabin door, jumped into the void, the parachute deploying. But he cut the line midway, diving straight towards the enemy wing. The wind howled like a storm. He clung tightly to the cold metal, climbing into the cargo hold through the emergency exit. Inside was pitch dark, the smell of machine oil overwhelming. A group of mercenaries rushed out, led by Sergei, a tall, muscular assassin who had once worked for Ivan. Sergei used savate, delivering sharp, straight kicks through the thin air. Alex dodged, countering with Kali, 2 short knives swinging like the wind, each slash cutting through the darkness like a blade of light. Sergei countered with Russian sambo, trying to wrestle Alex down to the shaking floor. Alex spun around, using Jeet Kune Do for a quick punch, then executed a capoeira roundhouse kick, his leg bending like ballet, hitting Sergei's chin and knocking him down. The movements were swift, but the plane shook violently. Zero gravity occurred as the pilot flipped the plane, trying to throw him off. Alex hung in the cabin, facing the last 2 soldiers. They used kickboxing, delivering a series of high kicks in zero gravity. Alex adapted quickly, using mixed martial arts, combining boxing punches and low silat kicks. Taking them down one by one man flew into the wall. The other fell face down. He grabbed a steel beam, moving through the cargo hold, his heart pounding. Mia spoke through the earpiece. "The black orb is in the control room. He's about to activate it. Drop the satellite onto Wall Street." Alex lunged forward, but the plane tilted again. Everything turned upside down. He faced another assassin, using harness, a wooden stick swinging in an arc mid-air. Alex countered with Wing Chun, blocking the rapid strikes, then delivered a Thai elbow strike, hitting the chin and sending him flying out of the open cabin door. The wind pulled fiercely. He nearly got dragged out, but held on tight. Continuing to climb, in the control room, Ivan stood there, holding the black orb, the shiny black device flashing. "You're persistent, Kane," Ivan roared, activating a secondary device that sent the plane into a downward spiral. Alex charged in, but Ivan used kung fu, throwing a rapid series of punches like rain in zero gravity. Alex countered with Brazilian jiu-jitsu, wrapping around him, choking him in an instant. But Ivan broke free, punching him in the stomach. The pain shot through him. Alex stepped back, the plane shaking violently, the New York scenery spinning below. Mia shouted, "The plane is in free fall. I temporarily blocked the signal. But destroy the black orb now." Alex snatched the device from Ivan's hands, but checked quickly. It was fake again. "Another trick," he roared, fury burning like fire. Ivan laughed maniacally. "The real one is at Wall Street." "You fool," he lunged at Alex, using Russian Sistema for agile punches. Alex dodged, using Aikido to lock his arm, twisting the joint, then delivered a capoeira heel kick, hitting Ivan's face and sending him crashing into the pilot's seat. The pilot was mistakenly shot in the chaos, the plane plummeting faster. Alex ordered Derek, close in Mia, the hack to stabilize the plane. Derek brought the team's plane closer. Opening the cabin door, Derek shot cover fire, taking down the remaining soldiers on the wing. Alex parachuted down, bringing the fake black orb with him, landing safely on the team's plane. But Ivan suddenly pointed a gun from the door. "Die." Alex dodged the bullet, firing back with his pistol, hitting Ivan in the shoulder and causing him to collapse. The enemy plane crashed down, exploding over the Hudson River, flames lighting up the night sky. The team breathed a sigh of relief, but Alex clenched his fists. "The real black orb is at Wall Street. Ivan tricked us into circling," Mia confirmed. "The signal is coming from an abandoned building nearby. He has his last team of soldiers." Alex checked his wounds, blood soaking his shirt. The tragedy rising. He had lost Kyle, nearly lost everything. But justice still urged him on. The team made an emergency landing at a small airport on the outskirts. Mia analyzed the data from the fake black orb. Ivan wanted revenge on America for losing his family in the cyber war years ago. Derek wiped his gun. "He's dead. But the conspiracy isn't over." Alex nodded, his gaze cold, back to Wall Street. "This ends now." They got into the vehicle, racing into the New York night, rain pattering on the glass. Alex remembered the time in Mexico, taking down an assassin with a roundhouse kick in the scorching desert. Now, Wall Street awaited with darkness and blood. He wondered what the true climax was, destroying the black orb, or confronting his own past. The sky darkened. The vehicle sped on, leading to the final battle where the truth would be revealed amidst gunfire and flames. Rain pattered on the streets of Wall Street, New York, turning the asphalt into a mirror reflecting the dim neon lights, like a chaotic painting of the sleepless city. Alex Kane sat in an armored truck, gripping the steering wheel tightly, his eyes scanning the abandoned building ahead, an old structure with shattered windows, where the real black orb awaited. After the aerial battle, Ivan Sokolov was dead, but his conspiracy lived on, and the data from the fake device revealed the true motive: revenge for the family lost in a cyber attack caused by the CIA years ago. Mia Reyes sat beside him. Laptop open. The signal from this building, the black orb, is connecting to satellites. We have 15 minutes before Wall Street collapses. Derek Voss in the back row loaded his rifle. I'll provide cover from the neighboring rooftop. Don't die stupidly, Alex nodded, his heart pounding, anger mixed with tragedy. He fought, not just for the world, but for the losses Ivan represented, the innocent victims in the power game. Alex stepped out of the vehicle, the rain soaking his leather jacket. The cold wind whipping against his face, carrying the smell of metal and smoke. He approached the building stealthily, hiding behind a street dumpster. But an internal alarm rang. Ivan was dead, but his henchmen were still here, pushing through the back door. The dark hallway was filled with the smell of mildew and burnt wires. Suddenly, a group of mercenaries burst out from a hidden corner. Led by Dmitri, Ivan's last henchman, tall and muscular like a bronze statue. Dmitri charged in, using savate to deliver a sharp, straight kick through the damp air. Alex dodged, countering with Filipino Kali. Two short knives swinging like the wind, each cutting through the darkness with a hiss. Dmitri countered with Russian sambo, trying to wrestle him down to the concrete floor. Alex spun around, using penkak silat to deliver a low punch to the stomach, then executed a roundhouse kick, his leg bending like a sickle, hitting Dmitri's throat and causing him to collapse. Gasping for breath, Mia spoke through the earpiece. The cameras show the black orb on the upper floor. But there's a trap. Gas and more soldiers. Alex climbed the stairs, his legs heavy with fatigue. But his will was ironclad. The middle floor was vast, the red emergency lights flickering down on 3 waiting mercenaries. For Ivan, one shouted, charging in with harness, a wooden stick swinging in an arc. Alex countered with Jeet Kune Do, blocking the strike with his forearm, then delivered a Thai elbow strike, hitting the chin and causing him to fall. The second man used Kung Fu, throwing rapid punches through the heavy air. Alex dodged, using Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to wrap around him, choking him in an instant. His body struggled, then went limp. The last man pulled a knife. Alex used Krav Maga to punch the weak point, then delivered a capoeira heel kick, his legs spinning like ballet, taking him down in a puddle of rainwater that seeped through the leaky roof. The movements were smooth, but each strike reminded him of Ivan, the dead enemy. But his legacy still killed. Smoke and fire erupted from the activated trap, the hallway shaking. Alex jumped over the railing, landing on the scaffolding outside the building, rain stinging his face. The New York wind howled, the lights of Wall Street twinkling below like a reminder of the impending disaster. A female assassin, Natasha, Ivan's sister, according to the data, waited on the scaffolding, her wet hair clinging, her eyes filled with hatred. My brother died because of you, she screamed, lunging in with a Kali, the knife glinting in the rain. Alex dodged, countering with Wing Chun, blocking the rapid strikes, then delivered a low silat kick that swept her feet, causing her to stagger on the slippery scaffolding. Natasha countered with Wushu, her knife swinging in an arc, slicing through his shirt. Blood flowed. Pain shot through him. But Alex tightened his grip, using Aikido to lock her arm, twisting the joint. The knife fell into the abyss. She struggled. Ivan lost everything because of the CIA. The black orb will take revenge. Alex paused. Tragedy rising. He saw his own shadow in her. A victim of the spy game. I didn't kill your brother, He chose the wrong path, but Natasha lunged again. Using kickboxing to deliver high kicks, Alex responded with mixed martial arts, combining boxing punches and low silat kicks. Taking her down to the shaking scaffolding, Derek provided cover. Shooting down soldiers from afar, the rooftop is clear. The black orb is there. Alex climbed to the final floor. The control room was vast, with screens flashing, satellite maps. The shiny black orb sitting in the center. But the final trap activated. A small explosion shook the area. Flames spreading. Alex charged forward, grabbing the device. But one last soldier appeared, using taekwondo to deliver a series of roundhouse kicks through the smoke and fire. Alex dodged, using Jeet Kune Do for a quick punch, then delivered a Thai elbow strike, taking him down amidst the echoing explosions. Mia shouted, "It's activated! Hack to block the signal!" Alex crushed the black orb underfoot, the screen going dark. But the data revealed Ivan had sent a backup code to an organization in Russia. The conspiracy was not over. Burning with rage, he ran outside, the flames licking the walls. Derek and Mia waited by the vehicle. "Let's get out." The team rushed out of the building, the large explosion behind them illuminating Wall Street like deadly fireworks. Alex sat in the vehicle, checking his wounds, blood soaking his shirt, but his gaze remained resolute. Ivan's motive, revenge for his family, made him ponder he had lost teammates to the CIA, but chose justice over destruction. "We're not done," he said. "The backup code is in Siberia. Back to Russia." Mia nodded. "I hacked the location." Derek wiped his gun. "Finish the remnants." The vehicle sped into the rainy night. New York fading away. Alex wondered if justice truly existed. Or was it just an illusion in a dark world? But the anger urged him on. The black orb had to be completely erased, even if it meant facing hell in the snow once more. The rain fell heavier, leading to the final climax in Russia, where the truth would finally be revealed amidst blood and fire. The snowstorm in Siberia, Russia, returned like a nightmare. The wind howling through the white cliffs, the snow swirling, obscuring all paths. Alex Kane led the team down the underground fortress for the second time, his white fur coat camouflaged, covered in frost, his breath forming white mist. Mia Reyes checked her laptop on her back, the screen flickering blue. The backup code for the black orb is in the deepest level. Ivan's remnants will activate in 10 minutes. It will collapse the global economy. Derek Voss carried a rifle, his voice low through the earpiece. "I'll provide cover from the cliff. Be careful. They know we're coming." Alex tightened his dagger, his heart pounding. After Wall Street, he had lost blood, lost friends. But the anger urged him on. This was the final battle. Destroy the code. End Ivan's legacy. But he sensed the tragedy. One teammate would sacrifice. His intuition warned. They approached the steel door. Mia hacked quickly, open in 15 seconds, but the alarm blared. Mercenaries surged out from the snow, automatic guns firing white-hot bullets. Alex charged at the first man. He used Russian Sambo to wrestle him down onto the ice. Alex dodged, countering with Krav Maga to punch his throat, then delivered a low silat kick that sent him face down. The second man attacked with wushu, his knife swinging in an arc glinting under the moon. Alex spun around, using judo to twist his wrist, then finished with a capoeira heel kick, his leg spinning like a blade, sending him crashing into the cliff. The movements were smooth amidst the snowstorm, each strike like a survival instinct. Red blood staining the white snow, Derek sniped from afar, taking down 3 men. The bullets piercing through the howling wind. Entering the cold hallway, red lights flickered, the chill cutting to the bone. A group of elite soldiers waited, 6 of them. Equipped with stun sticks and handguns, Alex led the charge, lunging at the leader who used kickboxing to deliver a series of high kicks. He dodged, using Jeet Kune Do for a quick punch, combining a taekwondo roundhouse kick to the chest that sent him down. Mia used a taser to take down one man, but a grenade exploded, white smoke mixing with the swirling snow. Derek shouted through the earpiece, "I'm hit!" A bullet lodged in my shoulder. Alex turned sharply, rage surging. Derek, his last brother, was bleeding on the cliff. "Hold your position," he roared. But soldiers surged in, one wielding an harness, swinging in an arc. Alex countered with Wing Chun to block the strike, then delivered a Thai elbow strike to the chin, taking him down. They rushed down to the lower level, the hallway shaking from the explosion. Mia hacked the storage door. The black orb is here. The vast storage room, servers flickering, the shiny backup code lying in the center, the screen counting down 5 minutes. But the Remnant's leader, Victor, Ivan's cousin, was waiting. Tall, his eyes filled with red hatred. "You killed Ivan Dai," he charged in using Russian Sistema, delivering agile, powerful punches. Alex dodged, using Aikido to lock his arm and twist the joint. But Victor broke free, punching him in the stomach with sharp pain. The intense hand-to-hand battle unfolded amidst the humming servers, each strike like thunder. Victor used Kung Fu for rapid punches. Alex countered with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to choke him, then delivered a pencak silat roundhouse kick to the shoulder that made him stagger. Mia plugged in the USB to hack the code. But soldiers shot at her. A bullet pierced Mia's shoulder. She fell down, blood staining the metal floor. "No," Alex shouted, tragedy rising, tears mixing with snow on his face. Derek spoke through the headset, his voice weak. "Cover fire. Take out all the soldiers." "But I'm out of ammo." The gunfire echoed as Derek took down the last 3 enemies from a distance. But the enemy helicopter fired missiles at the cliff, a huge explosion, and Derek fell into the abyss, his scream fading into the snow. Alex roared in fury, charging at Victor one last time. He delivered a straight kick using Savate. Alex dodged, employing mixed martial arts to combine boxing punches with low silent kicks, knocking him down. Victor pulled out a gun, but Alex was quicker, using 2 Kali knives to slash his wrist, causing the gun to drop. He pinned Victor down, his voice cold. "It's over." With one final Muay Thai elbow strike, Victor lost consciousness. Mia whispered, "Hacked. Delete code." Black orb is dead. Alex crushed the device, the screen going pitch black, the conspiracy collapsing forever. The explosion spread, shaking the fortress. Alex carried the severely injured Mia, running into the snow, the wind whipping fiercely. The helicopter team was waiting. But Mia weakly said, "Derek sacrificed for us." She smiled one last time, her eyes closing. Alex lost her, tears freezing on his cheek. He piloted the helicopter away from Siberia, the snow fading beneath them. New York awaited his return. But he knew underground justice was not over. A larger organization than Ivan still lurked, and the ghost of the agent would continue to hunt. Alex landed in the suburbs of New York, handing Mia and Derek's bodies over to an anonymous CIA contact. He stepped into the rain-soaked street's darkness, his old leather jacket on, gripping his dagger tightly, without a word of goodbye. He vanished into the night, a solitary ghost, ready for the new threat. The world was saved today. But tomorrow, who knows? Alex smiled coldly under the neon lights. The hunt was not over.